If you put this on your calabresa, it will completely change the flavor. I'm talking about pizza, folks. Today it's a calabresa pizza, but I'm gonna make a flambéed calabresa, guys. Flambéed, and it's really delicious. I've taught these to a lot of pizza makers, and now I'm going to show you how you can do it at home. Just take a few precautions, and you can definitely do it. Shall we get started? I also want to make a special pizza dough and then an amazing filling. Coming up next, write this down. For the pizza dough, I have here 360 grams of wheat flour, okay? And to moisten it, 150 milliliters of water. You might need more, you might need less. All right, folks? It really depends on the flour. For oil, I have 80 milliliters, sugar, 30 grams, and salt, 5 grams. And here, the fresh yeast, in this case, right? For fresh yeast, I have 15 grams. And if you're using dry yeast, you can use 5 grams, okay? So let's start by making this dough. Go ahead and add the flour, right? And along with the flour, I already add the sugar and the salt. Give it a little stir so the yeast doesn't get mixed in here. Yeast shouldn't come into contact with salt or sugar, okay? Now for the yeast, from the same water I'm about to add, pour a little here, just to give it a quick stir. If you're using dry yeast, add it directly to the flour. You don't need to dissolve it, okay? But if it's fresh yeast, dissolve it a bit and add it in here right away, see? Get everything out, okay, guys? Use it all here. I'm also going to add the oil now to make it a bit softer, right? For moisture and almost all the water, always leave a little aside. You might need it, you might not. And we're going to knead the dough here. So we start by mixing. It really depends on the flour for you to know how much water to use. For example, here I can already see that I'll need more water. There's a lot of flour. I add it all in. It was exactly 150 milliliters of water. And now I'm going to test to see if I need a little more, because sometimes the flour needs more water, okay? So let me mix it well here. I've already added all the water, and I can still see some dry spots here. And also, guys, the dough can't be too dry like this. So I'm going to add a little more, at least about 20 milliliters of water. And we'll work it into the dough now, and I think that'll be enough to keep going, see? Now I'm going to knead it well, okay? Pizza dough isn't supposed to be a very soft dough, but let's see here. I'm gonna take it out of here and knead it a little. I thought it was pretty dry, but let me knead it here on the counter. Now I'm really going to knead it here, starting the kneading. And if it starts to get too dry, I'll just add a few drops of water like this, see? I can feel it's a bit stiff. So I put a little water on my hand and do this. This is already enough to moisten the dough a bit so I can keep kneading, okay? I'm going to knead it here for a few minutes, guys. Not too much, because pizza dough doesn't need to be kneaded that thoroughly, okay? And that's really it. Just look at this. I've kneaded it here for a little less than 2 full minutes. And now we are going to, I'm just going to add a small amount of oil here to prevent it from sticking to the surface. I'm gonna make a ball and let it rest. It'll rest for half an hour, see? I just bring it together like this, make a ball. Okay, I'm going to put it back in the same bowl it was in. I'll cover it with plastic wrap and let it rest here until it doubles in size, okay? Depending on the weather, it'll rest for about half an hour, which is what happened with mine because it's really hot here. I'm gonna take it out now and move it to the counter. Here's a fun fact, guys. Pizza dough should be opened with flour underneath and a little flour on top as well. We can't use oil because the dough needs to stay nice and loose. When the pizza is round and you want to spin it while opening it up, right? So usually pizza makers already shape the dough into a round form as they open it, right? It's hard to do this, but little by little you'll get the hang of it. Just watch, okay? Make sure to open it up well. My dough is really elastic and also very thin. I'm not going to make a pizza with a thick crust. After I've opened it up well, I'll measure to see if it already fits my pan. You need to leave a little bit of space around the edges. And now, look at how you fold it. So sprinkle a little flour on top, fold it in half. Here I add a bit more flour so it doesn't stick, and then fold it again, okay? And that's how I'm going to transfer it to my baking tray, which doesn't need to be greased. You really don't need to grease the baking tray. And you open it up here from the middle, then open it all the way. You can stretch it, it'll go. See guys? Leave some extra dough on the sides because I'm going to put a filling in the crust here. Look. Mine is definitely going to have a stuffed crust. I'm going to put Catupiry cheese here. So spread it all around the edge. Then you start closing it up, okay? You can start sealing it and pressing down well on the tips. Do this all the way around your pizza. Look, keep sealing it tightly and pressing so it doesn't open up and the crust filling doesn't leak out, all right? After you've sealed everything, keep pressing it well so it stays nice and round. And move it closer to the edge of your pan, okay? And it turns out perfect, guys, beautiful. Here I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of tomato sauce, so I can pre-bake it, right? And then add our pizza toppings, okay? Let it bake for about 20 minutes in a preheated oven at 250 degrees at the maximum. For the pizza topping, you'll need, well, guys, my pizza is large. I'm making it on a tray, in a pan that's 40 centimeters in diameter, but if you want to make it smaller, that's fine, okay? Here I have 2 links of Calabrese sausage. It needs to be smoked, sliced very thin, and I remove the casing, okay? I'm about to fry it now. I have a little bit of onion, 1 onion sliced into rings, and I recommend adding it because it turns out amazing. Olive oil, just a drizzle, and something new because this pizza is gourmet. So look at this, I have fennel seeds. Don't be scared, you're gonna love this pizza. And another thing I have here is cachaça. A shot of cachaça, about a finger's worth or a little more, to flambe. Don't worry, it won't taste like cachaça. It won't have any alcohol flavor at all. It's going to evaporate, okay? Shall we stop frying here? Guys, don't worry, it won't taste like liquor. You have no idea. I want to flambe. I used to make this back in at school. When I taught at Senac, I would make this filling, right, with calabresa sausage, fennel, and flambéed with cachaça. It's amazing. You have no idea. Let's do it. I'll start by frying here. I'm going to add a drizzle of olive oil. The stove is already on, and we're going to start by frying the calabresa, right? Let's go. Once it starts frying, I'll add the onion. I say the onion is optional, but please add it because it makes it so much better. Keep stirring until it's really well fried. I'm going to add, guys, here's a tip. I'm going to put a little bit of fennel seed here in my hand. It's just a little bit, look, just a few seeds. You're going to rub them to release their flavor, right? The aroma. And then toss them in here, see? And that's it. You have no idea what happens here, okay? Stir a little more, and then we're going to flambe it. Now I'm going to explain to you how to flambe. Here, guys, look, let me move this over a bit. I'm going to add the cachaça, okay? I need to get this cachaça to catch fire. So let's go, right over the flame. Here we go, guys. I'm going to pour it in here. Look, fire on top, okay? The smell travels far, it goes far, really far, it's super quick. And you have no idea how amazing this smells, guys. Delicious. And look, check this out. It's all ready, shall we? Since my pizza is already pre-baked, now I just need to add the mozzarella. 300 grams of grated mozzarella here. And then I add all the calabresa sausage. The mozzarella always goes under the calabresa. Okay, guys? Some people do it the other way around, but the right way is to always have the filling that really needs to show should be on top. I put it in the oven for about 30 more minutes. It depends on your oven. It needs to be really hot. Mine here goes up to 250 degrees and it's all done. And if you want to make it a little more golden, if your oven has a top heater, take advantage of that.